first down. The handoff goes to nobody as Sanchez fires. Complete. Touchdown, Jordan Matthews.
Joining us here on Eagles Game Plan, as he does every week, Eagles head coach Chip Kelly. Coach, congratulations on another big win for your boys.
Thank you.
I love watching this guy. This guy has to be, he's becoming fun to watch. Jordan Matthews, your rookie wide receiver, his second touchdown here of the game.
Yeah, I think as we've gotten to the second half of the season, he's starting to feel a lot more comfortable in terms of what we're doing. We're just running a basic naked bootleg where we are so successful running the football that obviously the offensive line is heading this way. We got the ball fake going to LaShawn, and he's here. And then Zach Ertz does a great job. Usually our tight end is cutting off this defensive end on this side, but now he's going to let the defensive end slightly beat him and then pin him so that the quarterback now can get out to the perimeter. And Mark's good when he's on the perimeter run. We have an outside release comeback here. We have a deep drag out of Jordan on this side. We have a backside post out of Mac. And then eventually our tight end, after he secures this, will leak into the flats. And then the quarterback, as he comes around, if he breaks contain like Mark does, he's now looking for 1 and 2 on the backside. And Jordan does a great job. A lot of guys in this situation kind of choke it down and wait for the quarterback to throw him open. But what Jordan does is continue to run, and we've really drilled this with him, just to stay on the move, and Mark will throw you open and lead you into the open area. The one thing I love about Jordan, he gains speed as he continues to run. He crosses the free safety's face, and then Mark throws a heck of a ball and puts it just in the spot where we need to push it. Riley did a good job clearing out on the outside, and if you watch it from behind, we get the flow out of the defense, watch the linebackers bite, everybody's running, and then Mark gets around and gets his hips squared to the line of scrimmage so that he can make this throw. A lot of times young quarterbacks will come around and they'll run towards the sideline, and their hips are always facing that way. They can never throw the ball back into the field of play. They can only throw the comeback route on the outside. And watch Mark as he gets his hips around, makes the read, breaks contain, squares himself up, and then puts the ball in a great position. Jordan does a great job reaching and catching with his hands, and big play for us there in the first half.
Your defense brings their A game just about every week. Fletcher Cox here with a great get off. What seems like Carolina's trying to set up a screen here, but he doesn't let it happen.
Yeah, he doesn't let it happen. And I think part of it is they try to throw a lot of screens on us, I think, to slow down the pass rush. And the real demoralizing thing for this is Fletcher, in general, for us, has played outstanding. He's done a great job of wreaking havoc in the run game, in the pass game. Hasn't had as many sacks as, say, a Connor, but I think probably our most valuable player up front. And then you just watch his takeoff on the snap of the ball. They're trying to set up a screen pass. They tried to run a lot of screens to slow down our rush. But before Cam can even set his feet, Fletcher's in his face. It's an unbelievable get-off. He beats the guard. He almost sets up before Cam sets up, but it's just a great effort. You look at Trent coming with great effort and walking the tackle back. It was just one of those days where you end up with 9 sacks on the defensive side of the ball, created 5 turnovers over there, but it's because of how hard our guys are playing on defense. And this is just kind of a microcosm of the type of year that Fletch is having. Tenacious going after the quarterback. Cam doesn't even, after the fake, get a chance to even take a peek at where it is. And then all of a sudden we're in a long yardage situation. It was a heck of a rush by him and an outstanding effort by our defense all night long.
Yeah, great job from especially your front guys. And here you're going to have pick 6. We love to see these things on defense. Bradley Fletcher out here on the outside. Takes advantage of a little mix-up here between Cam and former Eagle Jason Avant there.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't know exactly what page they were on, but one of the things about this is that both our corners, Kerry and Fletch, the last couple of weeks have really had great weeks of training, and it's really showing up on the field. They did a great job against the Texans, and again, Kerry had a pick, Fletch had a pick, and then you just watch. Number one, we're getting a great rush on Cam, and all of a sudden this is collapsing around him. They're trying to throw a timing route, but I think because Fletch does a good job of kind of disrupting the timing, I don't know if the receiver's exactly at the depth that he should be at, and obviously him and Cam are on different pages. Fletch does a great job at the top of the stem, understands after 5 yards he can't have contact with the receiver, but it just seems like it's one of those days. But if you stop the camera, everybody is extremely close to all their guys. And it's one of the things that we had a great pass rush here that always forced him to throw the ball quickly. Everybody was extremely close in coverage. And because of the timing of this route, it looks like it may have been a 10-yard stop because we forced the timing and rerouted like we wanted to do. And it becomes a 9-yard stop at the top of the stem. The quarterback thinks he's going to be a yard deeper. Fletch is on top of the route. He catches it. And not only are we turning it into a turnover, the positive part of this is we're scoring on defense and in special teams, and we have 9 returns for touchdowns so far this season.
I know you like talking about this phase of the game. We've had a lot of opportunities to break this down. Great hold-ups at the line of scrimmage from your return team.
There were, and then obviously we know what a dynamic returner we have back here in Darren. And if you just let it run from the start, and we'll talk about it. But this is one thing that he does every day. He scores every single time we're in a punt return phase of our practice. And this is something we see all the time. We saw it in Sunday's practice before the Monday night game. He broke one for a touchdown again, runs everything full speed, and just sets the tone for everybody. Look how excited everybody is. When you have a guy like that back deep, you just think to yourself, if I do a real good job in the hold-up phase of things, that we have an opportunity to score.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that, but a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do that. Two of the outstanding just effort plays that we had here. Number one, as you watch Brandon Boykin out here, one of the things we felt like we were going to do is we were going to load the box and create some pressure situations. But when we do that, we're going to leave our jammers outside one-on-one with their gunners, and those are really difficult jobs to do. But just watch the job that Brandon Boykin does up top here. Number one, he forces an outside release, and we're running the middle return. His guy is now trying to retrace. He stays with him, and then watch how long he plays him. He's at the 50. He's coming back into the play. Watch where Brandon ends up on this play. He cuts his guy off, and he actually leads Darren into the end zone. And he's the first guy down there and was the farthest guy away from the ball. And then if you go back again to the wide, another outstanding effort, and is really starting to play really well for us on teams, is Zach Ertz. In this effort right here, is Zach is matched up with their wing, and just watch Zach individually in this matchup right here. And what sometimes this comes down to is this mano versus mano. He's on him, he's on him. Everybody has an individual guy that we're holding up, and then can you play the play harder for longer than the guy you're matched up with? And just watch what Zach does on this return. It was really kind of one of those things that we pointed out to our team. His guy's on the 10-yard line, really on the 15-yard line when Darren catches the ball on the opposite 35. And then watch where Zach ends up on this play. His guy gets up just to the 20. Darren breaks it. He still has his guy outside the hash. He's fighting. And then that was the gunner in the wing on the other side. And you look where our guys are right here as Darren takes it into the end zone. And that's just an example of just outstanding effort from the guys up front, combined with what we think is the best punt returner in the National Football League. When we continue to get points out of our teams, we continue to get points out of our defense, it's really going to help us as we get down the stretch here in this season.